Right, it is finally happening.
Everybody stay calm.
And you guys have no idea what I mean. Now, all the way back in July, I actually picked myself up a proper roll bar. And if you don't know MX5, you'll probably go, but you've already got one. This is what we call a mousetrap. It's actually a style bar. So if in an event of an actual rollover, this is more than likely just going to bend one way or the other, either crushing your neck or it will go the other way and you're crushing your neck on the pavement. So it's a lose-lose situation. But yeah, back in July, I picked myself up a proper GC Fabrications roll bar that gets bolted into the chassis. So yes, there will be some cutting and there will be some drilling. But yeah, that's finally going to go in today, if everything goes smooth. Now, if you've got a keen eye, you might already be able to tell from the intro, but we've also got another little goodie that I've already started fitting, but I won't show you that yet. We'll save that for after the roll bar goes in. But anyway, the weather's looking good, so let's just get on with it. Right, so first step is obviously to get the seats out, just to give us a little bit more room to work with. And now I've got to remove this style bar, so then we can start fitting the proper one. All right, so we got a little bit carried away. As you can see, we're a little bit further than just trying to get that style bar off. Yeah, we kind of started cutting all of the metal trim that we needed to do, and then it was just like a domino effect, and we just cracked on with it. I mean, I never wanted it to be a step-to-step guide anyway, because there's absolutely loads of them on YouTube. I just wanted to bring you along on the journey of me trying to fit a roll bar, and I mean, it's somewhat in. But here's a proper look at the new roll bar. As you can see, I went with the X design. That's the one I wanted. I always preferred the look of that compared to the one line across. It's got the harness bar. I did buy the second hand off Marketplace, so there are a couple scratches, but the parcel shelf should cover them up. I mean, as you can see, it's by no means a professional job. I definitely need to go back to that later and try and sort that. But yeah, the Mazda's looking in a little bit of a sorry state at the moment, but we are getting somewhere. Of course, there is just still so much more to do. We've actually got to get it fitted properly, as in like bolting it through the bottom with the spreader plates. And then it's all about making it look nice, tucking the wiring away, cutting around the carpet, which is where most people go wrong. I don't want people to know that I've been there. I just want it to look kind of sleek, but, you know, obviously still look modified. One tip if you are trying to do it yourself that seemed to help me a lot was cutting the parcel shelf in half. It just made it easier to shape around the legs and fit it back properly. And with everything back together, you would not be able to tell that it is in 2 bits. And there we go. The interior is pretty much back together. I did a couple things differently, and again, I am sorry that I didn't record more of what I was doing. I kind of just got carried away and needed to get it done. But I'll explain what I did. Basically, the hardest thing I thought was putting the parcel shelf back together, because obviously you had to cut it round to fit the legs. And annoyingly, there was like a double sheeted bit of metal on the front of it, and my snips would not cut through. So I actually had to go get a Dremel and then cut around that. And then, yeah, that eventually worked out fine. Then it was cutting around the carpet, which I was a bit worried about, but I think I did better than I thought I would. Now, in the video, the seatbelt towers slid perfectly under the side of the thing, so I don't know where it went wrong because mine didn't. So what I've done is basically trimmed it a little bit further back on both sides, and then, yeah, the little bit that I had left managed to slide under, so it still fits fine. But tell me that is not a race car now. Definitely an extra, like, 50 horsepower added. And I'm certainly gonna feel better going out on the roads and when I eventually take this on track. I think it's actually a requirement for most like track and drift events for MX5s to have a roll bar, because obviously if we roll over, we're brown bread. I mean, you can also tell how much better the new one is just by how easy this one is to pick up. It's super light. It's honestly, it feels hollow. It's not going to protect you at all if you do roll over. But the sun is setting and we still got one more thing to do, and that brings me straight on to the other new addition for the MX5. That is right, I have finally got a matching bucket seat. I've been looking ages for a matching Sparco Sprint. Loads keep popping up, but they're all different. But I finally found one, popped up an hour away. 130 quid when they're 250 quid each new. It's pretty much perfect. So yeah, no more rocking one bucket seat and one normal seat, because these two are going in right now, and with the roll bar, it's going to look amazing. If you watched my steering wheel video as well, you would know that the first one came with Sparco harnesses too, which was a really good deal. And I'll also be fitting them, but I can't be bothered to do that yet, so I'll do that at a later date. But hopefully these go in smoothly. I know the drivers will, because obviously I've been driving with it for ages. Just hopefully the passengers one fits and it just gets done quick. So the seat actually came out of a Mark 1 MX5, and as you can see, it came with these rail adapters. Basically how these work is they screw into the seat, so then you can put the original rails back on and still slide the seat back to forth. But for some reason, they don't work. So when I went to put the seat in after fitting the original rails on there, it fit in these two perfectly fine. However, these two, it was a little bit too short there. So then what I did was I flipped that right one outside, so the screw that goes into the rail was on the outside, and then that was too far this way. So I'm guessing they just don't fit. Or I could just be being stupid like normal. But luckily, someone I knew was only selling the passenger side of these Jas Performance rail adapters. These should just fix all of my problems and should literally just be bolt on and bolt in. I know you can just drill the original rails like just straight up and then fit them on. That's what I've done with my driver's side, but I couldn't be bothered to get the drill out and faff around with that. I just wanted to fit them properly, so I picked these up and they were super cheap anyway. So let's get those adapters off, these ones on the right way, those rails on, and then let's slot it in. That's the rails on. I did look at some photos and I'm like 95% sure I put the adapters on the right way. We're about to find out. I just cannot be asked to take them back off again. But yeah, now it's time to get this seat into here properly. And yeah, hopefully we'll be done. I mean, I've absolutely scratched the hell out of these locators trying to get that seat in, but no one's going to see that. And thank the Lords, it has lined up perfectly. As you can see, the back holes, both perfect. The front ones, let me just slide this back, are perfect as well. I don't know why I didn't get them adapters the first time for the driver's seat, because that made life so much easier. But with the seats now properly fitted and of course matching, it just leaves me with one more thing to do, and that's to show you guys, of course, the finished product. I think it looks amazing. It definitely makes it look like a proper race car. So let's get out of this wind and show you how it all looks together. Oh, how good does the car look? I feel like it completely changes the look of the car for the better, and now when people go past, they might second guess it and go, that might be quicker than it actually is. It's not, it's actually slower, because this has obviously added weight to the car, but if we do add power down the line, you lot know how much I really want to turbo this car. It definitely gives that turbo look, I think. With the roof down, it does give that little track car look, but with the roof up, it is still discreet, and that is what I wanted. Of course, we cannot forget that this obviously isn't just for looks as well. It actually does serve a purpose. I mean, it does stiffen the chassis quite a lot. It's probably one of the best things you can do to an MX5 to stiffen the chassis, so that should help with handling. And of course, if I do accidentally roll the car, it should increase my chances of survival. Of course, we've still got to fit the harnesses, but let me know in the comments what you guys think of the new roll bar and the seats. Do you think it's made an improvement? And let me know what you think we should do to Project Pocket Rocket next. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.